Don't get it twisted though. Unlike others, I am not one of your little fans. Oh, I mean, damn. I mean, you know, you don't have to be a fan of me, but guys, I don't think she likes me very much. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to, I believe, episode number 24 of the HeartGold Ultra Nuzlocke. I've still never formally checked the episode count as I've started Kanto, so I'm just hoping that I've been correct up until now. Otherwise, I'm going to be wrong for every single episode. But as far as I'm aware, I managed to finish Johto on exactly episode 20, and this is my 4th episode in Kanto, so I'm just basing it off of that. But anyway, this is a rare morning recording for me, so actually right now, I'm a little bit tired because I just got up, but this should kind of be the opposite of usual, because usually when I record, I start with higher energy, and then I lose it over time, and towards the middle and the end, I am starting to get tired. But recording in the morning, it should kind of be the opposite, because I should be waking up a bit more and getting into gear as I go. We'll see. Anyway, one thing I want to talk about super quick just before we start. I realized just after recording last night that I forgot to do something. Or less that I forgot to do something and more that I forgot to show something. So of course, at the end of last episode, I went all the way back to Johto and I looked at relearn moves. There's heart skills I can buy here. So I went back to look at all the different moves that Pokemon could relearn. I said right from the beginning that there was something that I wanted. I already knew about a relearn move that I wanted from the beginning, but I got so distracted by the whole Metagross and Honchkrow thing that I totally forgot about showing that original thing. And I did actually relearn 2 moves on 2 of my older party members, and I just completely forgot to show them in the end. So firstly, Cosmos, I actually did end up going with Toxic. I was a fan of having Dark Pulse because I do think coverage is always nice to have, but at the same time, it was already ending up as one of those moves where I could tell it probably wasn't going to be used much. Yeah, it covers that psychic weakness, but the only time I would have Cosmos in to use it on a psychic type would be in an absolute worst case scenario. And it's just one of those things where 90% of the time, if I'm switching Cosmos in or I'm leading with Cosmos, it's because I'm expecting or I know there's something weak to grass or poison is coming in, and I'm sending her in for one of those 2 moves, and maybe something else comes in that I can't use those moves on and I stay in and use Dark Pulse. It's just not going to happen that much, and I think having Toxic is just better utility than that random coverage. And while I can't obviously Toxic and burn something at the same time, which is the issue I had with Toxic Spikes, one good difference with this, which I think I mentioned before, is that I pick who I Toxic. I decide the single target. At least I think it only hits one side. If it hits both sides in a double battle, I might be a little bit screwed. But still, I choose when or when not to use it. Whereas Toxic Spikes, obviously I would put up, and unless they are absorbed, everything's getting poisoned apart from steel types. Whereas now I can be choosy about it. If there's something where it's like, okay, burning it would be good residual, but it's not a physical attacker, I would rather Toxic it, I now can. So that's good. I think that's good in general. Toxic can't miss on, well, actually, it probably can. I don't think the Toxic can't miss on, with poison type thing was added yet, and I very much doubt that it was updated to be added in this game. So I probably don't have that, which is a bit annoying because it has been put down. Well, actually, I think it hasn't always been 90. I think it's always been 90, and then they updated it so poison types can't miss it. I may be wrong, and it may be the case that it was, you know, back in Gen 4, you also couldn't miss it, but I just don't think that's the case. So it may be 90% accurate, which is kind of annoying, but that's fine. Now, the other thing, funnily enough, actually is Roxy. Roxy's moveset didn't change for the longest time. We had basically the same moves on Roxy, or pretty much the same moves, for the longest time. However, as time has gone on, I thought more and more about Roxy's moveset specifically. I feel like I don't think about it as much with other Pokemon, because within reason, you know, they come and go. I've had different generations of this team, but of course, Roxy has literally been here since episode 1. So I've been thinking over time about her moveset. It has changed over time. Last episode, I think it finally changed for the first time in a long time, and I got Brine over Hydro Pump. But then I decided to think, I've had Surf since I got Surf, because normally when I play a Pokemon Nuzlocke, as soon as I get Surf, that goes to my Water type, because it's a 90 base power water move with 100% accuracy. Amazing move. Only issue is, of course, all of the important trainer battles in this game are double battles, and Surf hits your own side. We used to have Lemon, the Gastrodon, rest in peace, with Water Absorb, and that would be a perfect pairing. Lemon could set up the rain, and I could freely Surf without hitting my own side. I don't have Lemon anymore because Lemon's fucking dead, and so I don't have anyone else who I can safely Surf with. Maybe with Cosmos, but I'm still going to be doing a bit of damage, and I don't really want to do it. So when you really think back on it, when have I ever had the chance to use Surf? And I don't think I've ever used it outside of the time that I used to have Lemon, which wasn't even for that long. Because of this, I decided, you know what? I've obviously kept Surf on Roxy for the longest time for utility. It's an HM, so it's something that I need outside of battle. But the thing is, that doesn't need to be on Roxy then, because yeah, I need it outside of battle, but it doesn't need to be on my water type for stab, because if it's just mainly going to be used outside of battle. So after a very, very long time, Surf is officially gone from Roxy, and we have Protect. I probably brought this up super well. Actually, I was going to say that it was in grinding, but I don't think it was. I actually think in an episode around Equity, Roxy learned like the sleep, talk, rest sort of moves, or stockpile. You know when you learn those moves where you get 3 at once? And one of them I think was Protect, and I really wanted it, but I just didn't have room on my moveset at the time to just learn it. But now, finally, being next to the move deleter and the move relearner at the same time, I could remove Surf and put on Protect. So now we have Brine for our single target, decently strong water type stab, Thunderbolt for a single target, strong electric type stab, Will-O-Wisp still for burning, because that Will-O-Wisp on Roxy has been crucial in this playthrough. And now, finally, Protect, which is great. Protect in double battles is amazing. There's a reason why you see it in BGC so much. And of course, now we have things, God, like fucking Urshifu. Fuck that thing. Normally, especially in these older games, Protect is just, again, you can't be hit by anything. It's perfect. It's great to have in double battles. So now we have Cosmos with Detect, and we have Roxy with Protect. Both very, very good. And it will just be crucial to be able to bait out moves, to waste turns. Because if you think about it, if they are double targeting Roxy, as they do sometimes, if I Protect, I will waste their entire turn, and I can do something with my other side. And I have leftovers, so I start healing a bit. Protect is amazing. This is probably the moveset I'm going to have now forever on Roxy. This moveset is literally perfect. Perfection for what I need in this game. And that, I believe, is everything. It's just those 2 moves I forgot to show off at the end of last episode because I explained it briefly. However, it's difficult to really explain without you seeing it. But that whole thing with the move relearner and stuff took a very, very long time. I had to level everyone up. I had to keep checking things. I had to keep coming back and forth between Johto and Kanto to get heart scales. I had to search around Johto to find a Dusk Stone. In the end, I just completely forgot because it had taken so long to do everything. But without further ado, let's move on, because we all know what's going on today. We are heading down and doing what we were supposed to do last episode. I'm leading with Helios. I want to try this new member we have on the team, our new Metagross. Oh, a Roxy. I don't know the last time I ever saw a Lantern. I feel like I haven't seen one in forever. I'm going to Dragon Dance one time. So yeah, today the plan, of course, is to do what we were supposed to do as part of last episode and travel all the way down. Travel all the way down to Fuchsia and battle with Janine. I feel a lot more confident against Janine now for 2 reasons. One, as I said, she has notoriously lower levels than normal. What's crazy, her levels got fixed a bit in these remakes. In original Gen 2, I may be slightly off, but I do actually think I'm correct. I think she had level 30s on her team. Now, damn, 2 crits already. I know Psychic Cut is high crit chance, but damn, that's crazy. I know I've gone on and on and on at certain parts of this game about levels, the problem with levels in Gen 2. It is a real issue, by the way. Even if you love Gen 2, that's completely fine. I'm sure you can still admit that it's a problem. Oh my god, 3 crits in a row. Bro, I don't even have a crit ability or a crit item or anything. I want to try and get... Is it... What, the scope lens? Do I have a scope lens? I'm not giving you my number. I actually think I just had to sell my scope lens recently because of my complete lack of money. Oh yeah, and just to explain, obviously, as I said, I still need Surf. Surf is now on Nadine here. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I needed it on someone for using it in the overworld, like I said. And Nadine had Tri-Attack. I have access to unlimited Tri-Attack TMs, so it's not a massive loss. But the thing is, I realized I've had Tri-Attack on Nadine as long as I've had Nadine on the team properly, but I never use it. It's a very good move. It's strong, it's special, it has good secondary effects, but I just don't have a chance to use it. Normal obviously isn't super effective on anything. It was just coverage for if I couldn't hit something with fire or psychic. Say something was a fire psychic type and I had Nadine in, it resists fire and psychic, so I would use Tri-Attack. But I just never ever ended up using it pretty much. So I looked for everything, I thought, okay, this is probably the move out of all my Pokemon I use the least. Let me just put Surf here. So that's where Surf is. So I still can Surf. I just doubt I'll ever be using it in a battle. I mean, maybe if I'm training Nadine in these single battles like I'm doing right now, maybe I can use Surf if I need to. But, you know, outside of that, do I have... Oh, I have Crab Hammer. This is the type of reason we have Crab Hammer. Crab Hammer is actually really good coverage for Helios, because obviously it's super effective on ground and fire, which are 2 of my major weaknesses. Ground especially, because ground is a problem for my team as a whole. Ground is a really big problem. And if I can find a Shucker Berry anywhere, I will immediately put it on Helios. As I said, a scope lens seems like it would be perfect for Helios because I keep critting. But I did sell mine because I really needed money. And I won't be catching any Pokemon for now, by the way. I think I briefly mentioned this at the end of last time. I am straight broke. Let me see how much money I'm getting, by the way, from each trainer. That's pretty good. 1,600-ish per battle is actually good. Thankfully, all of the sort of encounters all the way to Fuchsia are optional, as far as I'm aware. You don't have to go in the grass anywhere. Oh, I can't touch this thing. You don't have to go in the grass. It's all like off to the side or surfing or fishing and stuff. You don't ever need to do it. So I'm just going to go down, battle all the trainers, get all my money, then have a look at my money. If I finally then have enough, then I can buy some Ultra Balls. Nice. And buy some Ultra Balls and backtrack a bit and get my encounters. If I still don't have enough money, then I will face Janine first. Because assuming, knock on wood, I don't lose any Pokemon on these routes, which I shouldn't, because unless there's something new added, there shouldn't be like an important trainer battle. There is Ucene down here. I did remember that. There is Ucene down here. But I'm hoping that isn't a battle. It shouldn't be. There wasn't a battle at Vermilion. Hopefully there's not a battle here. I don't know. I am a bit cautious now in this game because there's just been so much going on since we reached Kanto. I never know what to expect, if you know what I mean. But things should be fine. So again, assuming I don't lose any Pokemon, my team should be full. And so I can probably go and face Janine before I go and get my encounters, because I doubt I'll be switching my team around. And also, let me do this double battle. I said there's 2 reasons I'm more confident on Janine. First one, obviously, like I said, levels. She had level 30s in Gen 2, by the way, which I said. I never got to finish that thought process. That's a Deoxys attack. Every Deoxys has Hail for some reason, but... Oh, God. Okay. I'm going to Magnet Bomb Deoxys and Air Slash Vileplume Magic Coat. Every time I see Magic Coat, I think Mirror Coat and I get scared, but this should actually kill both of them. Vileplume is weak to Air Slash, and Deoxys attack, its defenses are like, they don't exist. They do not exist. But anyway, yes, to finish my original thought process, Janine's levels in Gen 2 were a complete fucking joke. She had level 30s, and she, you know, as a Kanto gym leader, that is truly pathetic. I do not understand what the thought process was for Game Freak when they were programming that, why they decided to do it. I I don't know. I just cannot comprehend the thought process, but it is what it was. And that was actually something that they improved. Oh, okay. I'm not going to go through there yet because, wait, is there trainers? I'll battle any trainers I can reach, but I can't go in the grass because I think I have some regular Pokeballs, but that's it. But yeah, they fixed Janine a bit in this game because they had the opportunity to, and thankfully they actually decided to do so. But when I say fixed, I less so mean fix and I more so mean improve. They didn't completely fix it. They made her levels better, but they aren't amazing still. I think she still by far has the lowest levels for Kanto gym leaders. So that's one reason. And the other reason, I'm going to swap because I don't trust that this thing came in. The other reason is I now have my Metagross, Helios. Obviously, she is a poison type trainer like her father Koga, who we've already met, by the way. So that might be interesting. But because she's a poison type trainer, before I had nothing. I was talking about how all of these gym leaders so far were typings that I didn't have a specific Pokemon for. Now, I have literally the perfect Pokemon for poison types. A steel type, so I'm immune to poison, and also part psychic, so I'm also super effective on them. I have the poison type Slayer on my team. I'm feeling confident now. I'm feeling way more confident now. Oh, I just realized I don't. Let's see how much I can do. I stayed in, but then I realized I don't actually have anything for this. How much can I do with a Leaf Blade? Oh, damn. Okay, I'll stay in then. Fuck it. It's looking like I'm going to get a decent amount of money because there's a lot of trainers and I forgot that this part was here. Well, I didn't forget this part was here. I forget that, you know, I had access to just come here. I was thinking of the Snorlax. I still can't move the Snorlax yet. I need to do all like the power plant stuff. But there are trainers here and they're honestly on this entire long bit all the way down to Fuchsia. It's what, 3 or 4 different routes? There's a lot of trainers. There's a lot and they seem to be giving me good money. So I'm pretty confident that by the time I get to Fuchsia, I will have enough money. Did I use any? I must have used some healing items against Candice, right? But I don't think I used that many. You know, against Sabrina, I used all of my healing items. But I really don't think I used that many against Candice, if any. So I don't think I need to invest a ton of money into full restores at the very least. 57, I mean, the levels are getting a little bit... Whoa, don't crit me. Don't fucking crit me. Okay, in case it's a speed tie, I'm going to heal. Oh yeah, see, look, I still have most of my healing items. It had Aqua Jet. I don't think that would have killed. No. That's why you play it safe and heal, because you never know if it's a speed tie, even if you've been winning the speed tie, because who knows, right? You may go first. I've had it before where I've gone first 3, even 4 times in a row. And so you assume, oh, I outspeed. And then they outspeed. And you suddenly realize, oh, it's been a speed tie this whole time and I've just happened to win it all those turns in a row. So you can't ever know for certain whether it's a speed tie or not. Sorry, this is like I've got to try and get through here without touching the grass. That's as far as I can go. That's pretty good though. There's some trainers I battled and stuff, so definitely worth it. There's also a trainer down here. I think it's this guy. Let me battle him right now. I'll go back up to the fisherman. This guy, I always forget to read it when I come back. And I see it briefly every time I play this game when I battle him. And I'm like, fuck, okay, next time I play the game, I need to read the text. Because I swear to God, when you talk to him before you battle, he says a bunch of, like, garbled gibberish. And I want to see what it says. Is it this guy? Look at that. What is that? What the fuck is that? Bassa, 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 bassa. What the fuck? What in the schizo is that? Birdkeeper Gale. Well, I'll see what he says at the end of the battle, I guess. Because maybe he says something that gives some context. It's like that context needed picture. And I also did just go back against what I just said about being safe. But only because it's a Delcatty, alright? I say that, but Delcatty has actually taken a life in this Nuzlocke. I think it exploded on my Oddish. Self-destructed on my Oddish Phobal and killed it. So I say all of that. I talk my shit. But it has actually taken a life in this playthrough. And also, fun fact, maybe I've brought it up around that time. I actually like Delcatty. And hear me out. I know. Before anyone says anything, I know it's a bad Pokemon. It objectively is a bad Pokemon. But when I was growing up, I don't know why, I just found Delcatty and Skitty to be like just the most adorable Pokemon ever. I do like cats. And I've just always liked them. And for some reason, like when I was a certain age, around when Gen 4 was out, I just really loved Delcatty. Wait, what's he say? Poyo, 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 poyo. What the fuck? Chin Chin? Chin Chin? I don't even want to know, bro. I don't even want to know. Oh, I get a super rod finally. Is it the super rod in this game? It is. Let's go. Okay, let me equip this onto the thing real quick. Because I want to make sure if I do fish at any point, that obviously I use a super rod, get the best levels. Where is it? Here we go. I actually had no idea that you could double register in this game. In that case, I'm gonna register the bike as well. Fuck it. I don't know why. Maybe I wanna know if I'm the only one, because I actually don't know. But for me, I never end up using the bike in Pokemon games. Outside of when there's a bicycle path, bicycle road, like in this game, like in Gen 1, like in Gen 4 and Gen 3. The Gen 3 one's optional, to be fair. But like in those games, I don't ever end up using the bike except on those bits where you have to. I'm going to see if it has anything. I don't use the bike unless I have to. When I'm just going around the region normally, I don't know why, but I don't ever use it. Ever. And it would probably speed things up sometimes. It's like if I'm going to travel somewhere, I'll just fly unless I just don't have fly with me. Which I don't in this game, to be fair. Or I just run it, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't end up using the bike. Maybe it would speed things up sometimes. And I also feel like when I was really young and I played Pokemon games, like on the Game Boy and on the DS, I probably did use the bike. I feel like I definitely used the bike in Gen 4. I don't know. And the bike's gone now, isn't it? No, it's not. The bike was in Sword and Shield. Well, you had roller skates in Gen 6. And I think there was also a bike still. I think, yeah, there was. You could also have a bike. And then, oh, in Gen 7, you had ride Pokemon, so you didn't need a bike because you had that. Gen 8, the bike was back. And Gen 9, what do you have in Gen 9? There must have been some method of transportation. I don't think there was a bike. Maybe I'm just wrong. But I don't remember there being a bike in Gen 9. So I guess we'll find out. We'll see in Gen 10. And ZA, I don't know. I actually haven't got far enough in ZA to know if there's ride Pokemon or if there's a bike. I guess I'll find out. I will be playing ZA soon. To be honest, I probably should be recording ZA right now as we speak because I've been saying I need to do it. However, I do still have 2 episodes to edit and get out. So I am a little bit ahead when it comes to ZA recording. So I'm fine with it, but I really do need to play that game. It's still so insane to me that it's been so long, the DLC has dropped and I still haven't finished the base game. And you know what's even more insane? I've avoided all the ZA spoilers, even despite the fact it's been 2 months and the DLC's out. I don't want to see any spoilers, so I need to get on my grind and play that damn fucking game. Because I was having a decent time as well. This is the annoying thing. I know a lot of people had a bunch of issues with ZA, and to be fair, I've already had some of my own gripes. But that said, I have had a fun time so far. Like I've had an enjoyable time just sort of going around exploring. In the for example, in the last episode I recorded, episode 3 of ZA, half the episode is me just running around, fucking around, just messing around. Like I go up and I find some super high level Pidgeot and I'm trying to see if I can crouch in the bushes and catch it and stuff. Like I was having a fun time just messing around, playing the game, exploring. Hell, I spent over an hour. I think the recording was like 3 hours, 40 minutes, which is crazy, by the way. I was mad tired by the end of that. I think the whole last hour and a half of that recording was just me traveling around to all the different clothes shops in the region and trying to like just make the outfit that I want. For me, character customization is a massive thing, which is why it was super cool that going into Kanto we've had a like clothing change and hair dye change, because obviously you can't do that normally in the older games. So it's super cool to see that. But to me, character customization is a huge thing. I know to a lot of people it's just whatever, and I think that's understandable. Even though I love it, I can understand the perspective of like, well, why do you care, you know? Because it is just, it's not the most important thing in the world. It's not, but I really like it. And I love being able to have a character and you just have all these different options and you get to decide how they look, right? How you want to represent yourself or how you want your character to look within the game. I think it's fun, especially when there's clothing and hair options and stuff. I like it. So I think I spent like the whole last hour and a half of that episode, which to be fair will be trimmed down pretty much entirely, just looking around the clothing shops and stuff and figuring things out. I've been having a super fun time with the game, and so it's really annoying that it's been so long since I played it. But I will be getting back on that grind because again, eventually, I'm going to get spoilers. Oh, and here's another thing I thought about with the whole playing ZA thing. I need to finish playing ZA before February. Right now, we're in around the middle of December-ish. I don't have Wobble anymore. We're around the middle of December right now. My plan is I need to get on my grind because really, I can slow down the recording of this level 23. I can slow down the recording of this series a bit if I want to. I'm not going to put it on hiatus. Fuck no. I enjoy playing this too much. But thinking about it, right now, this is episode 24, right? And right now, I'm editing episode 11. I have about 13 episodes once this is finished recording, sat there, ready. You know what I mean? Ready. Oh my god, I was going to say that's not fully evolved, but his levels are so low that he has non-fully evolved Pokemon. That is insane. Anyway, I have 13 episodes once this is finished recording, ready to edit and go up. So for right now, I don't need to super be on the grind of recording this series because I'm way ahead with recording. Whereas ZA, like I said, I'm only 2 episodes ahead that I need to edit and I need to play the game. But the reason I say February is I realized last night when I was laying there trying to sleep, Pokemon Day is in February. It's the end of February, so I have till the end of February. I have just over 2 months. Pokemon Day, well, 2 things. A, they're going to be probably announcing Gen 10. Maybe not, but I would actually be very surprised if they didn't announce Gen 10. The reason being, this is actually, oh, okay, wait, I think, is there an item here? I'll check in a second. It is Pokemon's 30th anniversary in 2026, which is wild. It would make a lot of sense. Think how perfectly that lines up. 30th anniversary, 10th generation. I think they are going to announce Gen 10 in the end of February. I want to be caught up with the current Pokemon game by then. Because the other thing is, they might show things in that Pokemon Day, like Pokemon Direct, to do with ZA, things that I haven't seen. Who knows? Probably not, but what if they do? You know, what if they talk about maybe some like things they're adding to ZA or like events they're putting in ZA and they just... I'm fine, right? It's special. The rain's up though. That did a lot of damage. Salamence would be a really cool Pokemon to use as well. Salamence is such a strong, consistently strong Pokemon. But yeah, just in case, I want to be all caught up by the time we reach that 10th anniversary, 30th anniversary stream. Because I think they'll announce Gen 10 and everything. And then I can do a reaction. Maybe I can stream. I haven't streamed in like 6 months. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I do want to be caught up by then anyway. Even if it's just I have recorded and played all of ZA and the DLC by the time February comes around, the end of February. If I haven't edited all of it and got it all out yet, that's fine. Because at the very least, I can't be spoiled. Even if I haven't got the episodes out, all of them yet. You know what I mean? So I just need to make sure that I have played all of ZA and the DLC by the end of February. That is my goal, and I think I can do it. As I said, to that end, I probably should be playing it right now, but I think I'll be okay. I record ZA episodes in big chunks. Oh, is there an item here? What is the game freak? What is the purpose of this? Just to... Maybe this is a special headbutt tree? I don't know. Either way, that's my goal. And I think I can do it because I do record ZA in big chunks. I've been recording in like 2, 3, 4 hours almost. I make quite a bit of progress. I don't know how long the game is. That's the thing. I have no idea. But I think with the amount I record per episode and just trimming it down and everything, I reckon I can probably cover the main game in about 10-ish episodes, which isn't that much. Considering right now we're on episode 24 of this series, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as much. I might be wrong. It may be a way longer game than I'm anticipating, but I do think it will be a lot shorter. And I am just excited. I'm excited to play that game. I want to see the things. Not even just, oh, I want to avoid spoilers. I am wanting actively to see the things that I would be spoiled on. Like new megas. I want to see the new megas. You know, it's mid-December right now. It came out in mid-October, and I still don't know what these fucking new megas are. Outside of the ones shown in trailers and stuff. And you know what's crazy? The other night, I think it might have even been last night. Yeah, no, I think it was last night. I had YouTube playing while I was doing something. I think I was editing or something. I don't know. I had a YouTube video playing, and on the right-hand side, for some reason it had recommended me someone's ZA stream that they did the day before, and it had like 3 views on it. And whenever I see something with low views, I always want to click on it just to like see like what the small YouTuber's like. And I hovered over the thumbnail for their ZA stream, which is a stupid idea, by the way, in retrospect. This is a game I'm trying to avoid spoilers on. Why am I looking at that? So I hovered my cursor over the thumbnail. And you know how on YouTube on PC, if you hover over a thumbnail, it gives you like a preview, like it plays a little preview. Sorry, I got so distracted there for a second. I hovered over the thumbnail and showed the Mega animation, and it was Mega Malamar. Thank fucking God. I realized in that moment how lucky I was and how stupid I am. It was Mega Malamar, which obviously was in a trailer. I already know that exists and everything. That easily could have been a different Mega that I haven't seen before, and I got spoiled just scrolling over that thumbnail. Crazy that the exact preview moment happened to be like a Mega Evolution moment, but it very easily could have been a Mega I haven't seen yet, and that's how I could have got spoiled on one of the Megas. So I am very, very lucky, and I will be making sure to, as I should be doing and as I have been doing, if I see some kind of ZA thing, avoid it, avoid it, avoid it at all costs. Do not click on it. Do not hover over it. Nothing. Anyway, I got distracted in that battle for a second because my heart stopped. I hit the Bastiodon with Brine, which is what did all that damage. And then for the split second, I thought it had Metal Burst. I think Bastiodon gets Metal Burst normally anyway, but for some reason, in so many playthroughs, Nuzlocke that I've done, oh fuck, wait, there's a trainer on this route that for some reason, I can't remember what he has normally, has a really high level Pokemon. And the problem with that is when you boost the levels and it's randomized, it's not going to be a weak Pokemon anymore, and the levels are going to be crazy. And I think with a 30% boost, it's going to be, unless I'm over-exaggerating, I think it might be level 80 something. And I have a feeling like it might be this guy. This might be a mistake. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, I think it's this guy. Because I think he has lower levels and one high level. I'm scared. I'm scared. No, fuck it. I guess we'll see. I'll carry on my thought process and talking until I see it. If it is this guy. What I'm saying is, I think Bastiodon gets Metal Burst normally, but also, for some reason, whenever I play randomizers and Nuzlocke and stuff, it always seems to end up with Metal Burst still. Probably because it's a Steel type, but it always seems to be Bastiodon. Bastiodon's stats are fucking crap. They suck. But what doesn't suck is its defense, and so you end up hitting it, it survives like it did, and then it Metal Bursts you. And I just had this split second where I thought, wait, am I about to lose Roxy to this random Bastiodon if it Metal Bursts me right now? I didn't, and it didn't have it, thank God. But I got so scared for a second there that it like stunned me into silence completely. I do remember, I think it was when, it must have been our Soul Link. I think it was our Black 1, because you know I said about the Soul Links I did with my friend. We did all of the generations that we could do, which is all the Game Boy ones and all the DS ones. And when we went to do our Gen 5 Soul Link, we decided we both love Gen 5, and also Black 1 and Black 2, or White 1, White 2, they are sequels, they're different games. So we decided, you know what, when we're doing our Soul Link at Gen 5, let's do a Black 1, White 1 Soul Link, but also a Black 2, White 2 Soul Link, since they're different games. And I think it's when we were doing our Black 1 and White 1 Soul Link. Yeah, it had to have been. So I managed to catch a Meloetta in, what is the name of that tower? Is it Dragon Spark? No, it's not Dragon Spark, that's the other one. The tower with the bell on top of it. I cannot remember the fucking name of that tower. He has another big barrel. I cannot remember the name of that tower. But the one after Skylar's town. That tower there, we got our encounter there, and I got a Meloetta. Meloetta is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I love that Pokemon. I don't care. It's super underrated. Everyone shits on it. Oh, it's such an underwhelming legendary. I get it. It's not the best Pokemon in the world, but I like it. Okay? I like it. So, F you. Either way, I managed to get a Meloetta, and I lost my mind. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I finally got one of my favorite Pokemon. Because my luck in our Soul Links was terrible. As always. It always fucking is. But my luck was terrible with the Pokemon that I was getting. They sucked. I finally got a Meloetta, which again, one of my favorite Pokemon. So just like I was super happy when I got an Altaria in this game, I was super, super happy. Only the next time we played, I grinded up my Meloetta between us playing, and the next time we played, we backtracked, and Beta Trainer, they had a Bastiodon. And I'm like, okay, I'm not scared of that. Bastiodon. Okay, it's not this guy. He doesn't have that super high level. Bastiodon, its stats are dog shit. Genuinely, they are dog shit. So I wasn't scared at all. So I hit it. I can't remember what with. It survived on super, super low health and it metal burst. And immediately one-shot my Meloetta. And I was so done. I remember how done I was. I just didn't want to play anymore. Because it's like, it's fine if one of your, you know, I guess it's fine. It's obviously going to suck when one of your favorite Pokemon dies. Obviously, right? But the thing is, when it happens immediately, you finally get one of your favorite Pokemon, you actually manage to capture it too. Because Meloetta has a free catch rate. It's probably that guy up there. Because I think it's that trainer class. So if it's not him, I think it's this guy. I'm going to lead with Helios because it's probably my strongest Pokemon. But yeah, when you catch one of your favorite Pokemon, they may die. And it's probably going to happen at some point. What sucks is when it happens immediately. You know, you get super hyped up and then you lose all of it. And then you just get sad. Oh, I think this is the guy. I really think this is the guy. I'm so scared. You know what? I have a plan then. Here's how you be smart about this. I'm setting up Dragon Dances. I'm going to be ready for this shit, bro. Look, if he has like... I could have just lost Helios. Jesus, man. I mean, I think I probably would have one-shot. It's only level 38. But I could have just lost Helios. That is insane, bro. Let me set up 4 Dragon Dances. If this thing is level 80, I'm not fucking with that. I'm not fucking around with that. Confusion. Don't confuse me. Okay. I say straight up, I would have used a full restore to get rid of that. Because if I hit myself at +4 or +3, that would be really bad. If this thing has a focus sash and counters me, I will fucking scream. I will stop playing for today. Okay, my heart would have stopped if I saw that HP stop at the bottom. Sturdy doesn't work the same way in this game. Okay, Hippowdon. That's fine. I can stay on this. 38. Oh my god. Okay, if you're the one of the level like 70 or 80, please don't be a super strong Pokemon. If a level 80 Groudon or something comes out right now, I think I lose. I'm dead serious. I think I lose. It all comes down to what the randomizer is giving it. Mawile. That wouldn't be too bad if it is this guy. Yeah, I can deal with that. Oh my, there it is. See what I mean? 85. I'm gonna have to crab hammer it. I'm at +4. How much can I do? Let's fucking go. Oh my god, that scared me. There was one time, and this is why I will never, ever forget this trainer. There was one time, and it was probably one of the first times I ever did a randomizer for HeartGold. I didn't know about the existence of that guy at that point in time. I was ignorant. I came running along here with my level 50s or whatever at the time, level 60s maybe, and I ran into the guy and I started battling him, and his level 80 Pokemon, because I think I was on a 30% boost like this game, his level 80 Pokemon was a fucking Garchomp. I didn't have anything for a Garchomp really, and obviously Garchomp is also a super strong Pokemon. And I think it killed 5 out of 6 of my Pokemon on my team. It pretty much clean wiped me. And ever since then, ever since that day, I will never, ever forget about that trainer. As soon as I come here, yeah, it took a moment for it to kick in for me to remember about it. But whenever I come to this sort of area and I see that trainer or see that trainer class, I will always remember. Because I got blown away that one time. Cresselia. I'm kind of scared of Cresselia because Sabrina's one was actually terrifying. Earth power. It actually has earth power. Sabrina's Cresselia, it was level 72 to be fair. Which, I mean, look at it. We're not even at level 70 now. It was level 72, but my god, it was doing a lot of damage for a Cresselia. Look how fat this Pokemon is as well. I'll switch out after this earth power. Because if it had crit me there, it would have got me down to the red and scared the shit out of me. I could heal and just kill it. No, I'll just switch. It's fine. Don't paralyze me. Okay, good. One thing I'm wondering about is what level will Janine be? I don't even know if she'll hit 70. Dahlia had up to 69, which doesn't sound like as much now, but to be fair, that was like just arriving in Kanto, so that's kind of nuts. Then Sabrina had 72. Candace had 75, which again, crazy by the way. I don't even know if Janine will hit 70. Sounds crazy considering all of that stuff. But like, I don't know if she will. Her levels are just that much lower. Maybe just about? I don't know. We'll just have to... Oh my god, there's Metal Burst. I'm going to Cosmos. I hate this fucking move, bro. You don't understand. It's such a broken ass move. It's literally... counter and mirror coat combined. The only downside of that move, or those moves, is that you need to be hit by the right type of move. Metal Burst, it doesn't fucking matter what you hit them with. It's gonna kill you. I reckon I can kill from here. And even if not, it should be using Psychic, which I can live. Did scare me, but yeah, Metal Burst, bullshit fucking move. I still don't know to this day how Hestia managed to live that Metal Burst from that Charizard. That shit was still one of the most insane moments of this entire series, I think. The levels on this route are just super confusing because, I mean, I know that one level is an exception, but generally they're meant to be around, what, like the high 50s? But then a bunch of these levels, like he just had level 30 something and a 40 something. Another trainer had 20s and 30s. I really don't understand Kanto levels. I'm trying to get EXP and level up because there is a level curve in Kanto. I'm pretty sure once you get to maybe around no, I don't think it's Misty. I think it's around Brock and especially Blaine. You really get into that extreme level curve up to blue. But it's like, how am I meant to get levels without grinding? I'm just gonna have to grind at certain points because these levels are not enough for me. Does the EXP look 520? Look at that. That's just a waste of time. I mean, there's no item here. Cool. They always have these spots like that where I'm like, there must be an item here. Also, there is something I want to talk about. I actually had a topic that I had in mind. 2 topics, actually. The only reason I'm not going to bring it up now is because I think the whole Usein thing is in about 2 seconds down here. So let me just battle these 2 trainers first. And then after I talk with Usein, then we can talk about it. There's something I was thinking about yesterday. 2 different things. 2 very different topics. Well, they're different topics, but they're similar in the sense that I'm talking about people's perception of things, which I guess that is quite broad scope of things. But it's basically just 2 things I've seen recently and people's opinions, people's reactions and stuff. This guy a trainer? Oh, he is. We're actually getting kind of close to Fuchsia too. I mean, just bends around and goes west again at the bottom, at Route 14 or 15 or whatever it is. That's it after that. You enter Fuchsia. We're getting close. But I'm not scared this time. Normally I'm scared. I was super scared for Sabrina, and rightfully so. I still am shocked we didn't lose a Pokemon in that battle. And I'm still mad about Michael in the Candace battle. Michael is such an unfortunate loss, bro. Is Suicune here? It is here, okay. I can't get through there. I think maybe you can go up the bottom. Okay, let me do the Suicune thing real quick. How do I... Is it here? Okay, here we go. I think Usein definitely is here, right? No, he has to be. He always is. Yeah, here we go. This is beginning to feel like deja vu now, Ame. It is. I see you every damn time as Pokemon's here. However, well, okay. Bro, he's planting something. Actually, he is. Okay. Here's another thing. I've been talking about all these ongoing storylines and little bits of lore and threads that we're following, slowly getting information on. That's been a recurring thing, right? Pallet Town incident, the ashes that Candace mentioned and whatever. All these different things. Usein is another one, and that's one I forgot. Because when we spoke to him in Kanto at the beginning, because you see him first, he was the first person I saw in Kanto. In Johto, obviously we battled him and we talked a bit, and he was saying about like, oh, Suicune seems to also be keeping an eye on you, but I'm going after Suicune. But he seems to be ramping up now. Since we got to Kanto, the way he spoke, I can't remember what he said, but it was very ominous, kind of, like he's planning something. And again, the way he's talking is very like, I don't know how to explain it, like something's coming with Usein. I can feel it. The way he talks is very, it's like he knows something and he has a plan. I won't say too much this time because I simply don't have to. Like, what does that mean? I understand it now. The thing I was lacking, it was so obvious, but it's all over now. I do believe Suicune has already chosen me. It's leading me towards its domain. At long last, it's time to end this, Ame. I'm heading north to claim what was always rightfully mine. Suicune has always kept an eye on you too, so I'm sure when the time comes, you'll be allowed entry into that place too. What place? When that time comes to pass, we'll see just who wins this time, champion. Aha. What the fuck, bro? Like, of all the different threads that are going on, of all the different storylines that are taking place, I really love that, by the way, that there's varying storylines and stuff. And I'm sure that some of them are interconnected in some ways, probably. But like, what the fuck is going on with Yusin? Again, he's clearly gearing up towards something. As he just said, he's figured something out. He's thinking that Suikun's chosen him. Like, he's like, okay, I think I've won. Which, by the way, this was never a competition. I never cared about Suikun. This is very one-sided. He cared about... Okay, here's the thing. It's like one of those relationship chart things you see for series. He cares about Suikun. Suikun cares about him. Suikun cares about me also, but I don't really care about Suikun like that. This is a very one-sided thing, where it's not like we're both trying to get Suikun. Well, maybe... Okay, here's the thing. Maybe the implication in-game is that, like, in terms of in-game in-law, maybe I am trying to get Suikun too. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm just thinking, for me personally, I don't care like that. If you want that Pokemon, go get it, bro. I had my legendary, Cresselia, Saki, rest in peace, that whole thing. Died to a crit, absolute bullshit, and I'm still sad about it. Either way, if you want Suikun, bro, Suikun's run in your family line, in your family tree. His ancestors have had Suikun. It would make more sense for him to have it. If you want it, bro, have it. But now, he doesn't like me. I can tell that, like, this man does not like me. Because Suikun, you know, I've probably made his life harder with Suikun also kind of keeping an eye on me. But there is something going on with Yusin. There's something. The way he's talking very cryptically, that's the word. He's being very cryptic. And he's talking about, he's heading north and he's saying, it's inviting him to his domain, and if I'm invited to that place, what are we talking about here? My assumption is, all of this is probably, oh god, I didn't even consider this. I think all of it is probably going to come to a head when I reach Cerulean. Normally, as long as you've activated all the events, and I think this is the final one, Suikun will then be up in Cerulean and you capture it, and that's that. I've been over this a little bit. I hate it. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. We have to get Suikun in some way because it's a Pokemon you need to capture for your Pokedex as part of the story, whatever else. What I hate is that being the case, in my opinion, the character of Yusin in the base HeartGold and Soul Silver games may as well never have existed. You know what, let me keep moving and I'll talk a bit as we go, and then I'll get on to my other thing I want to talk about. So, Yusin may as well not have existed, and what I mean by that is he follows Suikun around the whole game. He loves Suikun, and he spends the whole game following Suikun around. He's watching it, he wants it, whatever. You also do the same thing. Suikun's keeping an eye on you, you follow Suikun around. Oh, you don't follow Suikun around. You see Suikun at various parts, right? And in the end, the climax, I say that in quotation marks for a reason, is at Cerulean. North of Cerulean, Suikun is there waiting for you if you saw it at all different parts. And then you can capture it. And I think that either Yusin is there or he turns up as you catch it, like after you catch it and he talks to you. What a sad storyline. So his character follows it around and he loves Suikun, he's watching it this whole time. And then in the end, you just go up and catch it. He doesn't even try and battle you. I think the only time you battle Yusin is at Signwood. I don't even think he tries to battle you to like be like, no, I want Suikun, battle me, whoever wins gets it. It's not even that. That would be the bare minimum. Instead, you just walk up there and he basically lets you have it. And it's like, that fucking sucks. What is the point in his character then? They make him so lame in those games. I don't know, he could be such a cool character. And I think he's a super cool character in this game. Because in this version, it's an Ockerberry. It might still die. In this version of the game, he wants Suikun, but the difference is, A, is running his family tree that they have been partners with Suikun for a start. So that's been the impetus for why he follows it around, because normally in the base games, it's just, as far as you can tell, oh, I like the look of Suikun, I think it's a cool Pokemon. I guess that's a valid reason for liking it, but it's a little bit shallow, right? Whereas having something as simple as, it runs in my family that we all just, it's like an intrinsic thing. His family just chase Suikun, you know? And in the past, he's had, you know, ancestors who have even partnered with the Pokemon. And so he's following in their footsteps, following in the footsteps of his ancestors to try and get that Pokemon too. I think that's super cool. That's going to do a lot of damage. He's following the footsteps of his ancestors, and I think it's super cool. That then immediately gives him more reasoning. Because of that, and because of how desperate he wants it, you can tell, I don't think he's directly said it so far. At the moment, we've just been like rivals in this one sense. Blaze Kick. Why can't I get a special move? Is Blaze Kick better? 85, 90, 75, 100. I can't sacrifice accuracy. I missed too much. Yeah, I don't know if he said it outright, but it seems like, from what I can tell, he doesn't like me. It's more of a case of us being rivals, I guess. Maybe I'm over analyzing it a bit, but I think he just doesn't like me, which would make sense. I like that. I want him to dislike us because that adds more depth to the character of he's not just, oh, I like Suicune, I want Suicune, but it's fine if you get it. No, he wants it, even if he has to get in my way, even if he has to go and get it himself, and that fucks me up. He doesn't care. He wants it, and he doesn't like me for being in the way. That one layer to that alone already makes it... Oh my god, there's so many trainers. I might try and... I'm gonna have to go and heal. Okay, I've been putting off healing for ages because I didn't want to have to run all the way back. But I also don't want to use potions. I need to keep my money up. I'm making good money as I go, but I want to keep my money up, and I don't want to be, you know, wasting money. Oh, that's a terrible lead. I don't want to be wasting money on potions when I don't need to. Intimidate T-Tal will be a crazy Pokemon to have too, by the way. Let me go to... I want to go to Helios because I don't want to waste my Culber Berry. Oh, the Cosmos. What was I saying? Ah, Yucine. So yeah, I like his personality a lot more in this version because of the fact that he is a lot more forward about things and there's more depth to his character. But I say my worry. I'm worried because who knows what's coming, but I do think, as I said, I think that the climax for all of this, because this has been building up for a long time. Don't forget, we have known Yucine and seen him since we spoke to him all the way back in Ecruteak. Before I faced Morty, we met Yucine when we went down into the bottom of the tower, the burnt tower, and Suicune was there. That's when we formally met him. It's been a long time. Then, of course, in Cianwood, we battled him. He had a very good team. He had Raikou, he had Entei, and then he had his normal Pokemon and a Vaporeon because he couldn't have a Suicune, which is really sad, but also I appreciate this kind of a cool thing. It's just a little bit embarrassing feeling. Either way, I say that he wiped half my team. I think I went in with a full team of 6. Well, no, technically 5 Pokemon and a Sack Pokemon, and I came out with 3. He killed my Sack Pokemon, he killed my Duskull, and he killed my Pinsir as well. So he was actually a genuine threat to me. And then we saw him again traveling over to Mahogany. And then for a long time we didn't see him, but then we saw him again once we reached Kanto. He was the first person we saw when we reached here. So this storyline has been building upon itself for quite a long time. And I'm assuming from what he said and from how the whole Suicune thing normally goes, climax, it will all come to a head north of Cerulean. I'm assuming where you catch Suicune normally. I didn't even think about it. Yucine was something that was in the back of my mind a bit, but I didn't really think about where it was going. I was more so thinking about, okay, I'll see Yucine down on this route, but I wasn't thinking about where I would see him next or where like the climax to the story would be or something. I wasn't really thinking about that. But now that I am, I'm realizing that's probably how it is. He did say he's going up north, been invited into his domain or something, wherever that is. I'm assuming that means where it normally is up there. Because it normally sits on that cape, right? Up above Cerulean next to Bill, or where Bill used to live. Well, I say used to, isn't it still his house? I don't know. That cape area, I'm assuming he means like it's pretty much invited him up there. And he said it's already chosen him, he thinks. So he may already have it. Who knows? We'll see. But I am a bit scared. The battles in Kanto have been pretty scary so far. Especially that Candace one. And if his team could be crazy, I'm going to be real. Like, think about it, right? If he was to have his Raikou, his Suicune, his Entei, and now if he does have the Suicune, plus some modified team alongside that, that's a pretty scary team. That's a half-legendary team. And he did have a Gengar and stuff too. I don't know, man. I am a little bit scared of Yucine. That isn't for a while, though, to be fair, because we've got, what, we have Janine, then we'll be going up to Erica, and then we'll be making our way up and around to Cerulean. and we'll be doing the power plant stuff too. It's not for a little while. It's definitely not for a little while. But I am now hyper aware of the fact that it is coming at some point, and I am a little bit nervous about it. Yeah, I cannot get to her. Okay, I just realized I have to go through this grass because I forgot it's like this in... I don't think it's like this in Fire Red Leaf Green, but I guess it is in this game. I don't have cut, but I do have some max repels, so thankfully I can do this. By the way, I just want to put it out there. I hate routes like this. This is similar to the one below Blackthorn, where you have a bunch of these jump things, and it's one similar in Hoenn too, down below Mount Pyre. I fucking hate these routes. It's cool in concept, but I hate the fact that where you can only access certain amounts of them per, you know, each time you're going through because of the ledges. I just want to go through and face all the trainers, but I don't think you can in one go. I think you'd have to go through it multiple times. I hate it. I really hate it. Oh my god, it has bide. Okay, I can definitely kill it in 2 turns. I don't know what I'm worried about. Yeah, I can kill it in 1 turn. Yeah, I hate routes like this. I really do. I think they suck because, again, it's cool. It's a cool idea, but I hate the fact that I have to backtrack through it and I have to go all the way around or I have to fly. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I'll try and battle all the trainers, or at least 90% of them. If I end up missing one because I don't see them, then I apologize, but I'll try my best. Oh, speaking of Raikou. Now, with all that Yucine stuff aside, it landed a Zap Cannon turn 1. Yeah, with all the Yucine stuff aside, I can talk about the other thing I wanted to talk about. As I said, we are right around the middle of December right now, which means one of the things that just happened, I think it was about a week ago, was the Game Awards. And of course, stuff like the Game Awards and all award things are quite a contentious thing because people are very into the thing that they want to win. Okay. Oh my god. What the fuck? Why is Native Power Earthquake here? Okay, I'm going to... Fuck it. I'll go to now then. So yeah, the Game Awards have just happened very, very recently. As I said, always a contentious thing with all of these... Okay, cool. With all of these award shows. And there's always one big issue generally from... What the fuck is that damage? Oh, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, Spatial Rend has a high chance to crit, which is why I healed, because a crit probably would have killed me from there. Anyway, this year, the big topic of discussion, let's say, and the big issue that people had, there was actually 2, but let's get to the main one first. Expedition 33, or whatever the fuck the game is called. Now, for the sake of transparency, I can tell you right now, I have not played that game, and I very, very much doubt that I will ever play that game. One thing that I've realized over maybe the last 5 or so years, and hear me out because I know what people are going to say, I'm not even what you would consider a gamer anymore, and I finally come to accept that. When I was younger, I played a bunch of different video games all the time, like a lot of people growing up, you know, in current day, and I play a lot of games. In fact, my Steam account is 13 years old, I think. Oh my god, it has counter. My Steam account is like 13 years old. I had a laptop when I was super young. I would play TF2 on there and stuff. Counter-Strike growing up. I've always played games. But things have changed over time. And in current day, I've realized, and the main time I realized is when I watch something like the Game Awards and I see all of the games revealed. And I realize, damn, I really don't play video games like that anymore. It's really the only games I play. Of course, I play Pokemon games when I'm recording and stuff, and like when I used to stream, like I am right now. Pokemon is kind of like its own thing. Pokemon's like its own little thing for me. It's a game series that I grew up with, so I still play it to this day. And I have a channel, this one, that is pretty much exclusively for Pokemon related stuff. So that's one thing. But outside of Pokemon, literally, as far as I can think of on the top of my head, the only games that I play are Overwatch with my friends, because that's like me and my friends game. You know, normally if you play games with your friends, your friend group has a main game. We occasionally play other things, but that's the main game we play because it's a game that we all know and play and we all like. Whatever you think about Overwatch, that's fine, whatever. It is in a much better state now. We did play Rivals for about almost a year straight when the game came out. We pretty much stopped playing Overwatch entirely and switched to Rivals, which a lot of people did. And we played it all the way up to about September. And then Rivals at that point was getting kind of sucky and boring for us. And we kept just, I don't know, like it just felt like we had nothing but bad games every single night that we'd play. So I remember I brought it up. One night I said, what if we try Overwatch again? Because I kept seeing people saying, Overwatch is in one of the best states it's ever been in right now. You know, Rivals has finally pushed them to add a bunch of things and the game's improved a lot. And it's in, like I said, one of the best states it's been in for a long time. So I threw the idea out, what if next time we play, if we update the game, because obviously we hadn't opened it in like a year, so we were going to have to update it. What if between tonight and the next time we play, we update Overwatch and we try it again? So we updated the game, we tried it, and we had a much better time. Probably partially because we were playing something for the first time in like almost a year. It felt a lot better, and we pretty much entirely switched back to Overwatch. After that, we might play Rivals every so often now, but mainly we play Overwatch. And that's the main game we play. Again, we'll occasionally play other things, but mainly that's the main game. And outside of that, if I'm playing games on my own, the only games that I play, to be honest, why is everything ever water move? I wish I didn't have Drizzle. Oh, that did nothing. Yeah, the only games that I play on my own is I only play Overwatch with my friends. The only time that I've played Overwatch on my own was when the competitive drives thing was on, so I could get some comp points. That was it. On my own, there's a small selection of gacha games that I play that I've spoke about some of them before, like Project Sekai, and that's it. I play some of those on my own, like Project Sekai, like Zenless, and like others, and that's it. I don't play video games like that anymore. I just don't have the time. You know, when you're an adult, you have to balance so much stuff. I don't know how people have the time for playing a bunch of different video games. I just don't have the time anymore. I wish maybe I did, but I just don't. And I also don't have like the push to do so anymore. So when there's something like the Game Awards on, I see them reveal all these games. I'm like, damn, I don't play any of these games, and I'm not gonna play any of these games. And I'm not like what you would consider a gamer anymore. Even though back in the day, I would do nothing but play video games growing up, because that's what most kids did. But I just realized like I don't play video games like that anymore. So that is one thing, but I just want to say that because I know people are going to be like, oh, how can you have an opinion on this then? Well, to be fair, what I'm going to be talking about is something more broad than just video games. It's more about people's reaction to stuff. And again, like I said, it was for the sake of transparency. I wanted to talk about the fact that I have not played that game, and I probably never will, because I really can't see myself playing that game. It doesn't seem like something I would play. Oh, now I get a Dusk Zone. That's great. But yeah, I haven't played the game, but the crazy thing is that game won a ton of awards from what I saw. Loads and loads and loads of awards. Ever since it won all those awards, there's just been non-stop, constantly, people shitting on that game. And it's one of those things, the reason it's so confusing to me, a lot of people are saying, oh, this game is like some kind of industry plant because I had never heard of it. And now all of a sudden it's come along and won all of these awards. As I said, I'm not much of someone who plays games anymore, really. But even I had heard of this game. When this game had first came out, there was a bunch of people like, you know, content creators and stuff that were playing that game. And I would play that game. That scared me for a second. I thought it was the dragon type using that. There's a bunch of people that I follow who were playing that game, and all of them were talking about how good it is. And some of them were even saying, yeah, I think this is going to be game of the year for me already off rip. And that must have been way, oh my God, it does have Draco too. And yeah, a bunch of them were even saying back then, like, oh, I think this will be game of the year for me. And this was maybe the middle of the year when it came out, right? I can't remember exactly. It was a while ago. It was definitely a while ago. So I definitely heard of the game. And the only thing I'd seen people talk about with that game was how good it is. Everyone was glazing how good it was when it came out. So I'd seen about it, and everyone was saying, oh, I never saw anything about this game, and it came out of nowhere and won all these awards. I don't think it came out of nowhere for a start, because as I said, I heard about it a bunch. And I'm not even really in that sort of space to usually be hearing about that stuff. But a lot of people were playing it, and people were saying it was really, really good. Here's where my issues lie. I don't know how good the game is, because I haven't played it. I would assume, based off everything that I saw, that it probably is a good game, from everyone saying how good it is. Again, that's just an assumption, but considering I saw a range of different people saying that, I would assume it's really good. Every year now, people are constantly complaining about there's no good video games anymore, the video game industry is dead, and when they're saying that stuff, what they're talking about is the fact that there's so much mass-produced slop. Big video game companies like Ubisoft and other things like that are always pumping out games which are really mid and terrible. For example, the new Call of Duty that came out only a couple months ago, I didn't play it because I haven't been playing COD for a long time, but I watched a couple people talk about it because I was seeing people talk about how bad it was, and I was curious. I was like, what's so bad about this Call of Duty compared to every other one? And I watched the stuff on it and I was like, wow, that looks fucking terrible. And it's that sort of thing that they're talking about. You have these massive AAA companies and they pump out these games. There's no passion in it anymore. It's just all about getting these games out each year or every, regular basis to get money. And since the passion is kind of gone, the games lack in substance, they lack in care, and it all is just kind of mid slop. That is a big issue that people have been talking about for a long time. And I agree. When it comes to these big companies like that, I 100% agree. There's so many games that come out like that. And so I get it. I 100% agree with that. That is just kind of the state of the video game industry for the most part. But then you have a game that comes out like Expedition 33. And for the most part, it ticks all of the boxes of not being like that and being what people want from video games. From what I understand, again, I'm not an expert on this because I haven't played it. From what I understood of the game and from what I heard, it is a game where former Ubisoft employees, game developers, split off from that company. Yeah, from what I understand, previous Ubisoft people split off from the company because they wanted to go and make a game that they were passionate about. Kind of almost maybe as proof of like, hey, look, prove to people that it's not the game developer's fault. They have to do certain things. They're told to do certain things. And so they do it and they have to meet the deadlines. And it's not that these developers are bad. It's that they have to meet these expectations and do things within a certain time. And they're forced to. So these people split up from this big company. I think they got funding either from Ubisoft or a big company in the millions, however much, which is something to talk about. That is fair, but isn't like, I don't know, that isn't anything too crazy to me. There is something to be said about that, but at the same time, it was more of developers splitting off with, yeah, a budget given to them, but probably still way less than a AAA company. And they went ahead and they made a game which everyone who played it at the time was saying was amazing. That literally ticks all the boxes against all these people who are saying the game industry is dead, it's all just AAA game slop. Finally, a game that isn't just AAA slop comes out. And what happens? It wins a bunch of awards, and then people start shitting on it. And they say, this is a plant, the game sucks, I think the game is bad. Most of them probably haven't even played it, like me, and they're all just saying, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, because it won a bunch of awards over the slop games that they like. So it feels like, to me, you can't win. When games like this finally do come out, when they finally do exist, people don't play them for a start, and then they complain about them. And then they wonder why we are in the state we're in. It's like people just aren't happy with anything. Because to me, like I said, how can you complain about both? It is a game that sort of ticks boxes for all of these people complaining about the gaming industry, but then they don't play it and then they say it's bad. I don't know. It just feels like one of those things where there is no winning. People will never be pleased with anything. Because you could take the example of Baldur's Gate 3 from, I think that was last year as well. I didn't play that game either, but from what I saw and from what I heard, oh my god, sorry, Plaza. From everything I saw and heard, it was an amazing game with a ton of passion put into it. But at the very least, with Baldur's Gate 3, I get it. From what I saw, it's not going to be the kind of game that everyone likes, which is fair. It's probably not a game that I would play either, but, you know, you can still recognize that, hey, this game had a ton of time and passion and love put into it. That also got a ton of hate, mainly because it won a few awards and Game of the Year, and people hadn't played it. A bunch of people who play video games go out there and they claim that the only thing they want and the one thing they care about is they just want games that have love and passion put into them from developers again. I just don't buy it. Because of the reaction of so many different things nowadays, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that anymore. And I think that no matter what happens, people will complain either way. Now, the second Game Awards thing that I want to talk about is something I can actually relate more directly towards. I cannot remember what category it was. That's the problem. But there was a category in the Game Awards, and it was won by Wuthering Waves. I hate that name. Not the name itself, but I hate saying it. Wuthering Waves. It was won by Woowa. Anyone who, knows gacha games, plays gacha games, you know Woo-Wah. You've probably played it. And if you haven't, you've definitely heard of it. Woo-Wah's a massive game, and there were various issues that people had. Now, there was one thing that people said that I will actually think is valid. They were complaining because Woo-Wah didn't come out this year. I actually think it came out last year, and it was nominated because it's a live service game. It's continuously ongoing, which is fine, I guess. But I can understand the complaint of, well, this isn't even a game that released this year, but it's winning something. That's the one complaint where I'm like, you know what? That I can kind of understand. But it is also live service and continuously ongoing. So that's why. But there were so many people. I saw this massive video on Instagram and someone also like responding to it and agreeing with it. It was literally just saying, Woo-Wah is terrible. It's a terrible game because it's a gacha game. And it even admitted within the video, I have never played this game in my life, but it's a terrible game. How the fuck can you possibly say that? How do people say these things with a straight face? I will never, ever understand it. If you have not played the fucking game, you cannot have an opinion on it. If you have not watched the show, you cannot have an opinion on it. If you have not read a book, you cannot have an opinion on it. And I will stand by this until I fucking die. I cannot stand this whole thing of people not having even experienced the media, tried it at all, but they say it's good or bad. Normally bad. You don't have an opinion. Your opinion isn't real because you haven't even experienced the thing itself to have an opinion on it. And I fucking hate it. I genuinely hate it so much. There are, and let me get into this now before anyone says anything. There are very legitimate complaints that you can have about gacha games to do with the gacha system of gacha games because it kind of is gambling. As I've said literally like 10 minutes ago, I play gacha games. There is about 3 or 4 of them that I play. I try and only keep it to 3 or 4 because once you go, oh, I'm a Fuchsia, they only just really hit me. I only play like 3 or 4 games. The reason being, it's really hard to keep up with them. And once you go above 3 or 4 gacha games, it becomes a bit too much, really hard to keep up with, and it's just too much. So I try and keep it to only a few that I like the most. But there are definite loads of legitimate complaints that you can have about gacha games, that whole system, about how predatory some of it is, about how people have literally gone broke from these games because it can become an addiction, like any gambling, and it costs, it can cost people hundreds and hundreds of hundreds to get one character. For someone like me, I'm fine playing these games because I don't really struggle with these kind of addictions and I can just play the games as they are, have a fun time, enjoy the story, try and get the characters I like, and I'm fine. But for some people, it can be a legitimate issue. So if you want to talk widely about gacha games and the issues that you have with them, that's cool. I'm all for that despite playing some of them myself because I do think there are some real legitimate concerns with those games. However, to just go ahead and say this game shouldn't win anything just because it's a gacha game, it's a garbage piece of shit anime game, I've never played it. That is the most dogshit, pointless opinion ever. It is a waste of time. You are contributing nothing to the conversation and you don't even have a real opinion on it. Okay, I've restocked on everything just quickly. Got 20 Ultra Balls, got back up to 10 Hyper Potions and 24 Restores. And I have 20 grand left over. I don't want to spend the rest of it right now. I want to let my money continue building up for a while, but I should be fine for right now. I just want to end this conversation real quick. Well, no. Do I just do the gym now? Or do I get my encounters now? I'll do the gym now. You know what, for once, I'll do the gym now. And I'll finish, talking about this as I go through the gym. And then do the gym leader. And then we can start thinking about encounters then. Oh, it's dark in here. I think that middle one is the real Janine. So let me try and battle all the other trainers first. But yeah, I hate this idea in general of, and this is why I'm saying I can still talk about these things even if I haven't played them. I mean, in the case of Woo-Wah, I have played it. That's different. Why did I just thunderball this thing? I don't know why I did that. In this case, I can, but I'm talking about more general concepts, so I can still talk about things anyway. I do have an opinion because I have played the game. But one thing I hate in general, because this extends just beyond this one specific situation, is, as I said, I hate when people say, this thing is trash, but I haven't played it, I haven't watched it, etc. It's not a real opinion, you don't have a real opinion. In the case of Whirlring Waves, the thing about Woo-Wah there's still criticisms you can have about Woowa. It's hardly like the perfect game. But what I will say is it is a very good game. Also bear in mind, I haven't played Woowa for a while. It isn't one of the 3 or 4 games that I have that I consistently play. But I also will say that I actually do kind of want to pick it up again for a little bit. It's quite a generous game from what I remember. So you can play it without really, you know, some gacha games, cough cough, Fate Go. Like, I love Fate. I'm a massive Fate fan. Rinto's is one of my favorite characters of all time. I just love the Fate series in its entirety. However, Fate Go, it seemed perfect. Oh, it's a Fate mobile game I can play. It's a gacha game. That'll be fun. No. Let's just say no. Some of them are more expensive and predatory than others. Let's just say that much. Woowa, from what I remember, is pretty generous with you not having to invest too much to be able to get characters and play the game. And visuals for the game are fantastic. It's similar kind of in its combat and how everything is to Genshin, but it just looks amazing. And I'm not here to start a Genshin Woowa war. I know it's been going on forever and it's really fucking obnoxious and boring. I don't care. Either way, Woowa looks great. Visually, it's an amazing game. Combat, super fun. I still think that's the real one. How do I get up here? Oh, here we go. But yeah, visually, game's amazing. Story was good from what I remember. Again, haven't played all of it, nowhere near. There's probably way more to the story now. I want to play the game again because I saw everything about Chisa and I love the character design of Chisa. I love black and red. I love that sort of design, that color combination for a design, especially black hair, red eyes. So I saw stuff about Chisa and immediately stood out to me. I do want to try and pick Woowa up again at some point. Maybe not anytime soon, because I don't really have much time at the moment to be doing that. But I do want to play the game again. So I'm sure there's a bunch more story since when I played, because I played not long after it came out. But the game is solid. I can say this much from what I played. The game is really fun and it's really solid and it is enjoyable to play. So it's like, to me, I just find it super disingenuous to write it off as gacha game equals bad. I hate that mindset. Yes, it's a gacha game. Yes, there's problems with that. But it is not a case of it's a gacha game, so it sucks. As I said, it's a more generous one. And I hate that whole thing because it makes no sense to me and it's wrong. The game is solid. The game is good. And I'm happy with it winning. Uma Musume, I'm happy with that winning mobile game of the year as well. I'm not even saying this to try and flex. Genuinely, I'm just saying I'm a very OG Uma Musume fan. I was a fan, one of the very rare English fans before the English version came out in June. Literally over 2 years ago when I was in Japan, I went around and I bought some Uma Musume stuff. I got an Augury Cap keychain because that's my favorite character and some other stuff. I've been an Uma Musume fan for years. It's very, very hard to find another Uma Musume fan who actually even knew of the series, watched the anime, played the games before the English version came out this year. I'm not going to get into gatekeeping and stuff. I'll keep my opinion to myself, what little opinions I have. But I am very happy with Uma Musume winning Mobile Game of the Year because, again, I'm a longtime fan. I love the series. It's great. But that's fine. And people were totally fine with that, which I guess is probably because that's Mobile Game of the Year. So I guess that makes sense that people will be okay with that. Now, the last bit to this is that some people were saying one thing that was unfair and has been unfair about gacha games winning, the reason they don't like, is because some gacha games will offer rewards. They will say to their player base, if you vote for us in the Game Awards thing, if we win, then you get these in-game stuff, in-game items, currency, whatever. Now, in cases where that's true, I do agree that's kind of fucked because it's like you're just incentivizing fans to vote or to gain something if they win. And like I do agree on that basis, but I don't know if that's even actually true from what I've heard. I'm gonna go and heal quick because the only person left is Janine herself, I think. It's difficult to see. I wish I could see, but I'm too fucking blocked in. Yeah, it's just her. Okay, so it's just her. Basically, what I was trying to say, I had to step away for a little bit, but I remember what I was talking about. What I was trying to say is, people were saying there was an incentive given by Woowa for people to vote for them, i.e. you would get currency in-game if they won. However, what I have been seeing, and again, for the sake of transparency, I haven't actually had time to look into this yet. What I saw a lot of people saying is actually, that's not true. Someone's made up that lie. What happened is, Woowa won, and then because of that, people got something. But it wasn't some predetermined promise like, oh, if if you vote for us and we win, we'll give you something. What I've heard is actually, no, that was never a thing. Someone's made that up to discredit it. Now, a lot of people are running with it because it's like, oh, well, they only won because of that. But from what I can tell and from what I've heard, that might not be true. If it is true, I do think that's a little bit scummy. Like, even though I like the game, I think that's, I don't know how I feel about that. But then also, I would assume the game awards, I don't know much about the internals, but I would assume it works the same way as every awards show basically ever, where fan votes are only like 10% of the overall votes or something very low. That's a small margin if it is like that. I don't know. Again, I don't know that either. So there are some factors here I don't know. If Woo did do that, kind of a shitty move in my opinion, but what I've heard is they didn't and people are just using that to try and discredit it now. Either way, it is a good game. It's a fun game. I like it. And people were mainly complaining just because it's a gacha game, and their view of it is, I haven't played this game, but it's bad because I've heard gacha games are bad. That's it. Anyway, let's lock in, and I need to do this Janine battle. I'm pretty confident. I think I can probably lead with Helios. Funny timing, I was just speaking about Uma Musume, and I mean, Helios is an Uma Musume reference. Not that it makes not that it makes any sense. Literally, the only reason is just because blue. That was it. I couldn't think of a single name for Metagross. I swear I used to have a Metagross nickname. I couldn't think of one, and it was blue, and I just thought of Helios, so I just went with Helios. And it sounds cool. The name sounds cool for a Metagross anyway. Let's see. But just thinking about like Helios as a character, obviously doesn't really fit the vibe of a Metagross, but I don't care because I like the name. Let me lead with someone else but Roxy for once, I guess. Maybe Now or Juck? Let's go with Now. Fuck it. I don't think it makes a difference. It's poison type. We'll go, yeah. We'll go Now and Helios. Let's see what Janine has to say. Oh, because if I get it, because she had the Crobat next to her. Originally, you'd know which one it is, but I knew which one she was anyway. I see. So you've made it here already. Oh, she knows me. I'm the gym leader, Janine. I know of you, of course. Oh, there you go. I've watched plenty of your matches. Don't get it twisted, though. Unlike others, I am not one of your little fans. Oh. I mean, damn. I mean, you know, you don't have to be a fan of me, but guys, I don't think she likes me very much. Being totally blunt, I don't like you. Oh, God, okay. Oh, wait, okay, hang on. I've watched your matches because I've wanted to try and strategize how to be the one who finally takes you down. You deserve to be knocked down a peg. Or 2. Or 5. Oh my God, she fucking hates me. You know, though, I will say, I actually really fuck with this. Because, for the most part, at least as far as I can remember, the extent of dislike towards me when it comes... I mean, okay, we've had people who dislike me. We went over this episode how it seems like Yusin probably dislikes me and why. Silver 100% disliked me for a long time. But in terms of gym leaders and stuff, I think the closest I can think of that would come to a dislike in quotation marks would only be like Chuck. And that was not even a dislike. That was more so Chuck doubted the newer generation of trainers and was kind of ignorant. You know how older people sometimes get more ignorant and they think that younger people are useless or whatever? That was Chuck. So he would be the closest to that, but that's not a specific or real dislike. Janine clearly, specifically, does not like me at all. In fact, she just said so herself. And I really fuck with it because we haven't had anyone like that. Most of the time, it's either maybe they know who I am, maybe they like me, blah, 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 blah. Depends on the specific person. Some of them like me more, like Whitney. Some of them more neutral. But we've yet to have one who just doesn't like me. And I like that because it's different and it's real. You will have people who don't like you for various reasons. I have an idea of why she might not like me, which I'm sure you might be able to figure out if you think about it. But I just like the fact that we have a trainer here, a important trainer who just does not like me at all. Again, it's different, also real, because in reality, if you are really good, like, you know, I'm supposed to be, there will be people who don't like you for various reasons. So I like this a lot. She might not like me, and that's sad, but at the same time, it's real. Anyway, that's how it is. My father used to run this gym when I was very young. You know him well, the poison ninja, Koga. Yes, that's right. The one you took down during your victory in the Johto League. So this is why I thought so. So I don't know if there's more to it, but obviously we beat Koga in the Johto Elite Four. And so I did have a feeling, it didn't click with me immediately, but then I realized, oh, it's probably because she had to watch me beat her dad. Kind of makes sense though. She is young as well. My father came from nothing. He spent his entire life training to reach where he was. I could see his frustration, always ending up around the 5th or 6th gym leader after the tournament each year. Yeah, he was 5th or 6th gym leader, right? I think, well, I've always seen him as the 5th gym leader and Sabrina as the 6th. But I actually think you can do them in either order, and I always just did Koga first. But finally, after taking a pilgrimage of training to Johto for 4 years... Oh, he did speak about that, because he had the Lugia, right? Yeah. I remember him mentioning that. He took, you know, like a journey to Johto for, well, 4 years, she's saying. I can't remember if he mentioned 4 years. He probably did. And, like, took a trip around Johto and got stronger and stuff, and that's why he had a Lugia. My father managed to land a position in the league. That's a big glow up as well. I think I probably said that back at the time as well, but that he did good. He did good. Obviously, he's around the 5th gym leader and he managed to come back and, you know, be in the Elite Four. I always wanted to be a trainer since I grew up watching my father, but I never cared as much about me. Right, so she was inspired by her dad, Koga, but for her, it was always more about him. She always, I mean, she wanted to be a trainer, but she always cared more about him than herself. I just wanted to see my father achieve his dream. And yet, so soon after he finally manages to get that far, you come from nowhere in your first year as a trainer and manage to take him down in front of millions. Okay, I'm getting it now. I'm starting to get it now. So there is kind of more to it. It's not just that I beat him, period. It's he'd been working throughout his whole life to try and get to where he was. He was, you know, he was floating around the middle of the gyms, which is still an achievement. But then took some time off to improve, came back, climbed all the way to the Elite Four, doing super well, and then I come along in my first year and immediately beat him. And not only that, with these whole new regulations and how the gym challenge is this year, like with all those changes, it was literally in front of, like televised in front of everyone. People in the region, people in Kanto, people in all other regions, everyone saw it. Okay, I get it. That is the strongest person I've ever known. I don't believe it. I refuse to accept it. My dad came to see me after the Johto Gym Challenge was finished. He said he was proud of me and is glad I've made it here because he's now retiring. Oh no. I'm starting to feel bad now. I'm actually starting to feel bad. He claims it's not anything to do with what happened with you at the league, but I don't believe it. I feel like it probably partly is, given all that context she just gave me. He came from nothing. He was someone who, when he was younger, presumably by the sounds of it, he had like nothing. Came from like a poor background or like a background of struggling, it sounds like. And he worked his way up. He put in all the effort. He worked so hard that by the time he was older, he was a gym leader. And then obviously took the break, became an Elite Four member. And after all of that, I came through my first year, beat him when he finally made it to that position. Maybe that's part of the reason that, not I don't want to say pushed over the edge because that sounds a bit extreme, but you know what I mean? Like, he has experience. He's like, you know what? I think I'm done, basically. I hope not, because that actually makes you feel really bad, but damn. But that's enough now. I've been waiting to have this chance. Let's get the cameras rolling so I can beat you in front of the world. Prepare yourself. God, I love this attitude. I'm telling you, this is great. This is a great character to have. Leader, Janine. What are we working with, Janine? Crobat and Roserade. Oh, yeah. So I was very right about the levels. But now that makes you feel even worse having to do this, you know? Because she's just said all of that, but now her levels are so much lower and I'm going to beat her ass. Fuck, I feel bad. I mean, this is a perfect lead for me because I can just air slash Psycho Cut. But man, that feels bad. Okay, thank God it's a ghost move. If it just wasted my Colbur Berry, I would have been very annoyed. I did more than I would have thought it would do. That said though, even with a +1 defense, I would be surprised if, you know, 6 levels below me, it could live a stab at Psycho Cut from a Metagross. Okay, there's Roserade gone. That's cool though. Crobat obviously is like her main. Roserade is a cool Pokemon for her to have. Let's see what else she is working with. God, the levels for Janine, this is what I was saying about. They are just so sad. I don't know why they do this to her. Damn. I think, oh, Weavile. That's different. In that case, I'm gonna go Nadine and Magnet Bomb. I'm going Nadine and Psycho Cut Crobat again. Crobat is one of those Pokemon which, because it's so fast and stuff, and just looking at it, you wouldn't think, oh, U-turn, okay. Crobat is one, oh, Venusaur, damn. Crobat is one of those Pokemon you wouldn't think is bulky because it's fast and it doesn't look like it would be, but it actually is way bulkier than you expect it to be. It's just one of those Pokemon. Yeah, you may have switched, but that's not a good switch. Yikes. Venusaur's only level 57 though, that's why. I mean, it's a bulky Pokemon, but 10 levels Psycho Cut, no chance. Moltres, okay. She has a Very team, I like it. She has the Weavile, which covers obviously Psychic. Moltres is different. I don't know what her ace is going to be, because none of these have been the ace so far. Let me Fire Punch Weavile, because that should kill. And assuming it's a fire type move, I'll go into Roxy on the Moltres. I was going to heal, then I realized it was a fire. Oh, okay, that's the Weavile. Yeah, I was going to heal Helios, and I realized there's a fucking Moltres in front of me, and I probably shouldn't do that. Can I kill in one hit? Okay, I tried to say it 3 times. I don't know if I got my thought process out there, so I'm just going to say it again. Crobat is one of those Pokemon that is surprisingly bulky, is basically what I was trying to say. Doesn't look like it would be, but it is. Crit. Don't burn me. That's fine. Even a crit did nothing, obviously. Is it her ace coming out now? No, Crobat's coming back in. What is her ace? She's still not sent it out. Let me, I guess Psychic Crobat, Brine Moltres, Brave Bird. How much is that gonna do? Oh my god. That's a lot. Moltres, please do not target into fucking Nadine or something. I'm a bit scared now. That was 6 levels beneath me, by the way. Brine, this is definitely not going to kill. Hydro Pump might have. Yeah, Hydro Pump probably would have. Definitely would have. What do you have? Citrus, Berry Juice? Oran Berry. Oh my god. Bro. What is with all this counter and fucking shit today? Oh, 70. Okay. I like that. She has a Lugia too. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I really, really do. I'll heal Nadine. And I guess I'll just get this Moltres gone. Okay. Gust. Okay, that's fine. You are level 70, but this should be okay. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't have anything too scary. Whenever they do things like that, I'm always scared that they're trying to, like, get me in range for something, you know? For example, imagine it has Psycho Boost, but the game knows it won't kill me. So it's trying to edge me into range, pause, so that it can just one-shot me. I'm going to Psychic... Oh, she's going to fucking heal. I was going to Psychic into Moltres so I could T-Bolt the Lugia, but then I realized she hasn't used a potion yet, and she has at least 1 full restore. Gust again, okay. If you wanted to keep using Gust, that's fine. I probably should heal, though, this turn. Just to make sure that... Because it... You know, it definitely has other moves. Damn, I did more than I thought it would. Does this kill? Nice, okay. In that case, I'll heal using Nadine's turn. Yeah, I'll heal Nadine on her own turn and then T-Bolt with Roxy. Lugia is bulky as a motherfucker. So I imagine it's going to do way less than I'd want it to. But let's just have a look. Let's have a look. Or maybe I should burn it. Should I just burn it for some extra damage? Nah, I don't need to. Because from next turn, I'm going to be attacking it with 2 Pokemon. Yeah, I'm good. Ominous Wind, okay. Don't get the boost, though, because then it'll be way too bulky. I wonder if I've said this before. We haven't seen too many Lugias. But this is such a cool Pokemon. And it's a little off-putting. There you go, bulky as fuck. It's a little off-putting because... If you... Okay, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to ruin it for anyone else. It's up to you whether you want to go and look into this. You know, let's see if I can land a Magma Storm for once. I never can. It's up to you if you want to go look into this. But the origin story behind Lugia and its creator is actually just really... I need to get rid of that move. I'm going to be so real with you guys. As soon as I can get a better option, that fucking move is gone. I am sick of it. I'm going to Magma Storm just to see if I miss again. Sunny day, okay. The whole origin story behind the creator of, there we go, Lugia and the Pokemon is just really sad and depressing. I've always loved Lugia because I grew up having the Pokemon movie 2000 on VHS, like on a proper videotape, right? If Fire Red and Leaf Green are my like childhood Pokemon games, that is my childhood Pokemon movie. To be fair though, that and the original Pokemon movie with Mewtwo and stuff, because I also had that on VHS. But I think even more so Pokemon movie 2000. I loved that movie so much growing up. I thought it was the coolest shit in the world. I still kind of do. I would watch that movie again in a heartbeat any day. But it's just ever since I found out about the whole thing with Lugia, it's just become sad. And it kind of makes sense too in a lot of ways, because, I mean, this has been said, but say again, when you think of Johto, when you actually think about it, because until someone mentioned it to me for the first time, I'd never really thought about it. And then as soon as I did, it was like it clicked. Doesn't Lugia feel really out of place in Johto? There's a whole lot of stuff about Ho-Oh. You have the Burnt Tower, you have all this stuff, and very, like, makes sense with all the lore, and it's mentioned. You have the, like I said, you go to Equity, you go to the Burnt Tower and stuff. Wild Islands and Lugia are kind of just there, awkwardly, as if it was put there last minute. And then you actually find out that is kind of the case, and Lugia was just kind of shoehorned in, and that's why it feels really out of place, because it does. It really does. Anyway, enough about Lugia. I love that Pokemon. I thought it was the coolest shit ever in that movie. And as I explained, I think maybe last episode or this episode, maybe last time, I didn't grow up with Gen 2. I never had Gen 2 until this game. So when I was watching that movie, I had no idea how to get Lugia, because you can get Lugia in Fire Red Leaf Green, and I don't know how, but I didn't know that fact. Maybe I saw someone have it, but you could obviously only get it with that event ticket thing, which I couldn't get as a child, so I could never have Lugia myself, but I wanted it so bad. Let's see what Janine has to say. I feel really bad, by the way, because I just whooped her ass after all of that. Sniffle, oh my god. Bro, this is the first time in a while that I've really beat a gym leader and just feel bad. I did after Whitney too when she started crying, but this might be even worse. It's over. Please leave. There's not much more for me to say. I know Dad said he thinks highly of you. You've beat both me and Dad, so it's not as if I can deny your strength. But no matter what, it still hurt to see Dad like that after so long. Oh, this is sad, man. I know I'm young and I'm being immature. Dad would scold me for all of this, but I just can't bring myself to like you. Damn, that is a crazy thing to say to someone, but valid. I don't think I could. I'm sorry, but that's just the way things are. Good luck with whatever you do going forwards. Oh my god. Yeah, I really feel bad. Like, it's an inevitability, and I do also respect the fact that despite the fact that she's young... Oh, wait, I thought these barriers left afterwards. I respect the fact that despite the fact that she's young and everything like that, she recognizes, you know, yes, I am being immature, but I just can't help it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being immature, I recognize I'm being immature, but this is just the way I feel, and I really just don't like you on a personal level, and I don't think I could fake liking you, and I really respect it. That, in terms of a character, our interaction was pretty brief, but that was really good. That was really good. I like Janine a lot. I know she doesn't like me. I really know she doesn't like me, but that was great. That was really good. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to basically end things here. I did obviously say at the start of the episode there was the possibility of traveling down, facing Janine, and then traveling up and facing Erica for one episode. But in the end, I do think I'm going to save Erica and stuff for next time. Janine's battle itself was actually kind of short because her team was, you know, as underleveled as I thought it might be. But traveling down south and round from Lavender to here actually did take quite a while. And I'm talking through most of it about various different topics, and so that's not really stuff that I want to cut. So most of that will be in, and I think this will still be a decently long episode. If I was to go all the way up and face Erica today too, it's just going to be way too long, even for me. And I'm happy having 2-hour-long episodes, but I think it would go even beyond that. So what I'm going to do, I will finish this episode right now by doing the wheel spin for Janine, because I've actually remembered that for once. It's not often that I remember, but I'm going to begin this episode by doing that now. I'm not going to do one for Candace. I considered it, like I had one for Whitney and stuff, but this is fine. I don't mind not having one for Candace. I made a special exception for around that sort of time. I'm not going to bother doing one, but I will do one right now for Janine. So allow me quickly to switch over. And I'm here. So of course, as usual, We do have the same wheel. I have had thoughts about updating it, adding some things, or whatever else. In the end, we're this far into the series. I don't know. There's still a decent amount left, but is there really any point changing it now? Probably not. That said, because I've had so many different things before, I don't know what I would want right now. So this is one of those scenarios where sometimes I'm aiming for something specific. This time, any of them could be good. The one thing that I will say, of course, still, is that I really don't want the die option. I've still never got it, which is great. There's a very low chance, but I just do not want that now. Okay, so let's just go now. Again, anything but die, please. Anything but die. Anything but die. Is it gonna stop? It is. Teach one move of choice. Do I? Oh, I do need this. Oh, this is probably one of the best ones I could have got, apart from IVs, actually. Oh my god. Finally. I can finally, after all this time, get a special fire move on Nadine. Oh my god. Okay, let me do that real quick. So, I just came back from doing what I need to with Nadine and showed what I did, talked about the end of the episode, talked about what I was going to be doing next episode, and then looked over to OBS and realized I didn't switch my scene back. So now I've got to do all of this again. So it's going to be quite a bit shorter, but here's Nadine. Nadine now has Flamethrower. I've been waiting for a good special fire type move on Nadine since I added her to the team, which I believe was, what, just after Archer or something? So it's been a long time coming. We do have Magma Storm, which I wanted to have because the residual damage you get on Magma Storm is really good and really strong, but I miss Magma Storm constantly, despite the fact that it's 75. So it's not worth it, and honestly, if I had, at this point, I don't know if I'm going to learn another move, but if I do, and it's good coverage, I'll probably get rid of Magma Storm. I'm just sick of that move. But either way, Nadine finally has a good special option. I have 188 special attack. Amazing. Nadine will be so much better now. But as I explained, that is going to be it for today. So next episode, what I'm going to do, firstly, I'm going to quickly backtrack from Lavender, get all my encounters down there leading up to here, because I didn't get any, but now I have money, I have Pokeballs, so I can do that. Getting Pokemon to have in the box is integral in this game. Yes, I have a full team right now, but Lord knows I lose plenty of Pokemon in this game, unsurprisingly, because it's not exactly easy, and thus it is very important for me to have good Pokemon options in the box. So I'll go get all my encounters, including my encounter in Fuchsia, then I can make my way west. There's like another encounter there, and I can go up this cycling path, which then perfectly leads me back around to Celadon, where I can then face Erica. I don't think there's anything else in Celadon in these games. There's not the EV. I guess I can just check out the department store and face Erica, and that will be next episode. So that should be a fun one. Plenty of encounters, an important trainer battle, should be good. So if you've enjoyed this episode, which has been another fun one, and we made so much progress today. In fact, let me go look quickly. Okay, so I have Route 13. I got Route 12, which was Helios. Let me just double check 100%. But I think this is Route 12. Yes. So I got Helios on Route 12. So then I have Route 13, Route 14, and Route 15, and then Fuchsia. So that's already 4 encounters. I do believe down here is blocked off as well in this game. I don't think it is in Gen 3 remakes. Yes, okay. I can't come down here yet. I have to work my way around to Seafoam and that area and Cinema. Yes, so in that case, yeah, we get all those encounters down to here. We get another one, and then there is another route to the west too. And I think you can get one on Cycling Path and maybe Celadon. Lots of encounters, which is very, very good. I do want to start stacking up spare Pokemon in the box because my box is still looking pretty meager in a lot of ways. I have a bunch of Pokemon now, but they're all like the same 3 types. They're all water, normal, and fire and stuff. I need diversity. So that'll be next time. Hope you've enjoyed. As I said, this has been another fun one. We've talked about a lot of different topics today and faced Janine too. It's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed, but I will see you for the next one. Until next time.
Sir, they got boiled bubble gum over there.